really made a name for himself there, but, you know, since then has really put in a lot of effort to make sure that he has got everything under control, and he is, you know, here he is, number 6 seed, 2-1 Tetris.
That countdown sneaking up on us a little bit, but we're off underway here.
They sneak up on me.
Hey, okay, so we're underway here.
Yeah, 2-second countdown. See, that's the thing. The producers are trying to make them go quicker and quicker, right? So that way, you know, so we're behind schedule, right? So they're trying to keep it going quicker.
Yeah, absolutely. For all the kids watching at home who want to host a Tetris tournament, that's a classic way to save some time.
Yeah, just progressively, or actually, if you want to just make it go really quick, just don't even progressively lower the timing of the countdowns. Just don't make them that long in the first place. But yeah, no, and as I was saying though, you know, Myles again, certainly someone who's become super formidable over these last few years, has always been kind of like underrated, you know, not always in the discussion as, you know, one of the guys that could win the whole thing, but now that he has improved, you know, so much more, I think certainly could have a shot at winning it all tomorrow. But as we get underway here, game number 1, we are just getting this going here. 92,000 points to score for Cheez. Out of touches for him. He is at 115. 136 the score for Redshurt. So they are pretty tight at the bottom. Meanwhile, at the top, it is about a 1 touches lead for Myles. 138 to 117. All 4 boards looking immaculate at the moment. Of course, this high pace here, right? This, you know, 90% touches for here. And actually, look at this, Tugi. Redshurt has yet to burn a single line. Both of our players at the bottom over a 90% Tetris rate.
Right, so let's boo if he burns a line.
What's that?
Let's start booing him if he burns a line.
Yeah. But hang on, we're at 10 in a row here. 40 lines has yet to burn.
Yeah,
this is going to be something to watch here. As Hydrant dude's in a bit of trouble at the top, meanwhile, is suffering through a drought here. It's starting to get pretty hefty. But if they get the right burns, he's going to be A-OK. And there we go. Longbar finally shows there's the Tetris. We'll go to 204. Myles now getting through it. Will get a touch of his own. He's going to maintain about a 15,000 point lead. But again, Redshurt at the bottom still without a single burn.
Yeah, there you go. Another Tetris for Redshurt. 319 after 56 lines. Yet to burn. Another Tetris here for Redshurt. Okay, now getting a little bit S-bursted, but it's just going to clear out the middle of the board. Ooh, a little bit problematic now. Gets the tuck in, but not really much to deal with the J piece. And it looks like
anything underneath.
Okay.
And now he finally has to burn.
Boo.
But I was just about to say, like, you have to wonder if at some point you start getting psyched out, right? Over like, man, am I gonna have to burn? Like, you know, kind of start playing more aggressively than normal to try and make sure you can keep, right? Try and go for a historic game, but Redshurt gonna make some good decisions there. Just burn it away. Just make sure you do what you can to win the game, but. And in spite of that, though, is not that far ahead. And actually, Cheez will take the lead. He's at 377 here. 372 the score for the Redshurt. Meanwhile, at the top, 323 for Hydrant, 280 for Myles. So Hydrant with the lead.
Yeah, you as you mentioned before, when you're in a situation where you're just getting Tetris after Tetris after Tetris, it's important to sometimes be reminded that you are in a competitive match and you aren't trying to get the first perfect max out and can reset the game 100 times. Sometimes you just gotta take the L and take the burn and move on. And Redshurt here. Cheez, misdrop there of the JP is gonna lead to a couple of extra burns here for Cheez. So opportunity for Redshurt to establish another lead here. It's 2 very strong paces here at the bottom. At the top, it's similar story. Paces both good for both players. 399 here for Myles, 462 for Hydrant. But Hydrant here in the slight lead as we are at the 100 line turn.
Yeah, so we're at the turn there, right, as some might call it. And again, all these players just keeping these boards so pristine here, you know. And honestly, it's just a testament to how much that practice they put into it, you know, to see all these patterns we kind of alluded to earlier, right? They've been able to learn all the patterns throughout the years, and it's just been, you know, they know what to do.
Absolutely. As we are approaching level 19, Hydrant here with a bit of a mess. Gonna use the T for a single, but Bar coming in, not able to use it for a Tetris. Needs to build out his left side. TP's gonna be helpful. And Hydrant's board being evened out as we speak. 64,000 point lead here for Hydrant. At the bottom, Redshurt in the lead by 30,000 points as both players running into the same drought. An S-burst there in the sequence. Cheez's board not really equipped to handle it. And now the left side looking very difficult for Cheez, needing something over there. But Bar coming at a good time to get it over to the left side for a lot of relief. So now Cheez just waiting for the Bar to get the Tetris. 560 for Cheez. 1 line away from level 19. Redshurt meanwhile on 19 gets a Tetris up to 640.
Yeah, pretty healthy lead here for Redshurt to begin the 19 speed. Meanwhile, we have transition at the top as well. 571 to 546. It is the Hydrant dude with the lead. Early going to this one. But everybody keeping it clean right now. Redshurt with a slight hole on that left side and some squares that are kind of untimely coming in as well, but he's able to throw them all the way to the left. Oh man, but hang on. These burns on the right side are going to get really nasty really quick here if he's not careful. There we go. He needs a L or a J. Bar going to have to work. And another bar comes in. There's the Tetris for the Redshurt and another one. He will maintain about a 10,000 point lead over Cheez in spite of this board being such a mess right now. But meanwhile at the top, Hydrant dude hanging on to about a 65,000 point lead, 680 to 615. He and Myles both keeping it clean.
Yeah, at the bottom here, Redshurt was content to just start building the Tetrises here on Road 2. Had a misdrop there, but able to resolve it relatively quickly. You know, Cheez has taken the lead ahead in score by about 16,000 points, and Redshurt getting up high once again, running into a drought at a very inopportune time. Gets the T piece over, gets all the pieces over to the left side, but waiting for a bar for a Tetris. There you go, 754, another one there for Redshurt. 784 here for Redshurt on level 24. Cheez at 770, still on level 23 at the top. Hydrant dude maintaining this lead into level 24, gets a Tetris. 826 here for Hydrant. Myles getting a Tetris at 762.
Yeah, some really high octane touch here. Again, this is the round of 32. I've been saying it all day, but I cannot believe that these are early round matches. Just a couple years ago, this would have been like, you know, main event level material, but this is just the very beginning as we are starting to get close to that level 29. We got a few levels left to go. Redshurt with some trouble on the left, and he'll be finished at 855. So a chase down underway for Cheez. He needs 8,000 points. He's set up, and a Tetris will do it. Oh, and there we go. He's got it. He's got the burns, and that'll be Cheez taking game number 1 at the bottom.
So at the top here, Hydrant was able to extend his lead. In fact, was almost at a max out. There you go. Gets a Tetris for the max out. 1,026,000 points here for Hydrant. 924 here for Myles into level 27. So it's a 2 Tetris lead here for a Hydrant dude as we are fast approaching the level 29 transition. Ooh, Myles having a difficult situation there. Filled in the L dependency, which built a Lombard dependency. We are ready to go here on the bottom game for game number 2.
Here we go. Let's count it down in a 3, 2, 1, Tetris. All right, as we get set to wrap up game number 1 at the top. It is a double max out here. Hydrant 2 with the 1.1 going into 29. Myles, 73,000 points behind, but is a few lines behind as well. He has yet to get to 29, and now we'll join him at 1,079,000 points. So here we go. They've got to maximize their points here before that level 39 super kill screen here. So we're going to see how the players handle it. We've seen a lot of players so far going for the safe strat here and try and line out until we get to the higher levels, kind of scale, if you will. But so far, we're seeing some pretty aggressive play here from Myles. Okay, now we're going to see some burns. It is a 7,000 point difference here in game number 1.
Yeah, Myles.
31.
Myles was able to cut into this lead, and now knocking at the door of Hydrant. Currently not really set up for any Tetrises. Myles needing to do a little bit of burning, but same story here for Hydrant. Hydrant currently ahead by about 20,000 points, but Myles burning it down. Really, neither player at the moment setting up for any Tetrises, but some difficult placements there for Hydrant. Will need a bar. Wasn't able to flip the T-piece, but looks like it's low down, low enough on the board that Hydrant should be able to burn this down without too many issues.
Yeah, we are now on level 34 here for Hydrant. Myles about to get there as well. He's setting up down the middle, starting to go for some aggression here, trying to start daring Hydrant to do the same. But Hydrant with a couple misdrops. Oh, Hydrant! Oh my goodness! Hydrant got a misdrop, and it'll be finished at 1.2. And Myles the Great will be good. We'll take a game number 1 on the top. Man, what a finish.
A clutch Tetris there from Myles. Both of the boards were falling apart, but Myles, as he was in the process of topping out, built up one more Tetris and was able to get the bar over for it, and that ended up being the crucial difference here, stealing game number 1 from Hydrant, who had looked to have done enough to take the first game. Ooh.
Yeah, meanwhile, we're not stopping here. We still got games going on at the bottom here. 161 the score for Cheez. 224 the score for the red shirt. Who was certainly off to a nice hot start here as we saw in that game number 1. But again, we've had some clean boards all around at the bottom, and after an exciting finish at the top, we're going to count them down for game number 2 in 3, 2, 1, Tetris.
All right, so once again at the bottom here, a game with not too much in it. Redshirt slightly ahead, is 4 lines ahead as well. So about a 1 Tetris lead here in efficiency for Redshirt. Redshirt, though, ending up with a couple of holes. Cheez, meanwhile, missing an S-spin, but we'll just use this opportunity to start building on row 2. Ooh, Redshirt, I believe, wasn't able to flip that Z piece, and a bit of a mess now at the top of his board. Meanwhile, Cheez there getting a Tetris. Redshirt now running into some issues, but gets a bar for some relief, and now we'll be stuck burning here for a little bit. So a great opportunity for Cheez to try and build up a lead here.
Yeah, Redshirt had that misdrop of a J, had to plug the well with the upside down J piece there, and with that, Cheez will take the lead. But meanwhile, at the top here, Hydrant's board looking a little worrisome. That was not the proper L piece that he needed. He really needed that J for the tuck on that right side, but as he and Myles both enduring over a 30-piece drought at this point. And finally, the bar shows Myles will get a Tetris and take the lead. Just getting all nice and clean now. Hydrant almost cleaned up. And there we go. He's got the right side reopened for business. And there we go. Boom, a Tetris for the Hydrant dude. As it is now an 18,000 point game. But meanwhile at the bottom, we are still going here. We got about 40 lines to the 19 transition. It is a neck and neck game. Just shy of a Tetris, the difference, as Cheez has the lead. But man, that J burn there, that was so aggressive, going for that flat burn, delayed burn way at the top like that. That was kind of scary to look at, actually. Oh my word.
Yeah, thankfully Cheez coming out unscathed and is gonna knock down another row 2 Tetris right there. It is completely neck and neck here. Only less than 2,000 points separating the two players for the moment, and couple of lines away now from the transition to 19. Running into a drought now for both players, but it looks like both players should be okay to use that bar for the Tetris. And at the top right now, it's a pretty even game. In the last game, it was Hydrant really having a consistent lead throughout the game, but Myles being able to squeak away with the victory on the post-transition speeds. And right now, Myles enjoying a slight lead of his own. Ooh, Hydrant double flips the bar, able to find a quick roof burn, so it's not going to cause any havoc on his board, but a little bit frustrating there, not being able to use the long bar for the Tetris.
Yeah, certainly a common roller misdrop, I know I've certainly been guilty of it myself. You're trying to roll the back of the controller and hit the D-pad, but sometimes you end up going too far down on the controller. You end up bumping the A and B buttons as well, so certainly that can become a problem. Kind of like for Redshirt here, you kind of saw a misdrop towards the middle of the board. He's got this major hole towards the middle of his board that he is going to have to spend some time resolving. So if you're Cheez, certainly a nice chance to catch up as we are on the 19 speed now. 514 to 532. Tetris for Cheez will give him the lead.
And Redshurt still trying to navigate his way through this massive hole at the bottom of his board, but able to access it now. A little bit of an annoying square piece. Is holding out for a T, but getting lots of squares. Ends up with a Lombard dependency. Misses the Z spin. So Redshirt's situation.
Hydrant's in trouble. Hydrant's in trouble, and he's going to have an early top up on the top at 319. And Myles, just like that, is going to take the 2-0 lead. Oh my goodness. But we got no time to waste. We're on level 22 here at the bottom. It is about a 75,000 point lead here for Cheez. 629 to now a 554 for Redshurt. But certainly an uncharacteristically early top out there from Hydrant dude. And he finds himself in the same position as Huff. Well, not quite the same, but, you know, similar in that his back's against the wall, and he's got to dial in here in this game number 3 and really avoid what just happened there, a repeat of what just happened in game number 2.
Absolutely. Hydrant, a very capable player, so the job is not done by any means here for Myles, but an excellent situation that he finds himself in. Meanwhile, here at the bottom, Redshurt has been dealing with a lot of garbage throughout most of this post-transition, and it's creeping up the board once again as he's on level 24. Cheez, meanwhile, into the lead at 70,000 by 70,000 points. Cheez keeping a clean board. Tetris ready, waiting for the bar. Kind of a good news here for Redshurt, as Cheez currently being denied to extend this lead just by virtue of not getting a long bar, while Redshurt is slowly but surely burning this down. JP's there for the bottom, and Redshurt is completely clean at the bottom of his board, but behind by almost 100,000 points at the same line count.
Yeah, and in the meantime, we are all set to go for game number 3 at the top in a 3, 2, 1 Tetris.
Oh, and Redshurt wasn't able to get the J piece over, so Redshurt really in a lot of trouble now. Needs something over to the left side. Taking a double right there. Redshurt just about surviving, but needs something for the left side. Oh, gets the L piece over. Redshurt hanging on by a thread, but oh, that misflip there might be curtains here for Redshurt. He's going to be done.
That Z hang going to do it there. Oh my word. And just like that, Cheez now finds himself up 2-0 as we get set for a very crucial game 3 at the bottom.
Yeah, and meanwhile at the top now, Myles in a 2-0 game lead, while Hydrant here. Actually, same scores here for the moment in game number 3, but there you go. Both players getting Tetrises to continue this trend. Yeah, pretty standard good starts here in game number 3. Gonna be needing a victory here for Hydrant to try and prolong the set. Myles obviously wanting to deny that, wanting to deny any drama, and just wants to book his spot for Championship Sunday tomorrow.
Yeah, well, I'm sure he saw what happened to Huff earlier, you know, and how close that one got, right? I'm sure he wants to avoid a similar fate, you know, certainly does not want to find himself in a position where he's in a game 5 and all of a sudden the pressure's on, right? So certainly wants to keep it easy for himself. But right now it is pretty close at the moment, you know, neck and neck, if you will, right? It is a single line clear, the difference. As Hydrant certainly getting dialed in now. He's got a Vitz going on that right side that needs to be resolved. Bar shows, there's the tuck. But his board getting high up. He's been too aggressive here. And oh, it's gonna pay. It's not, it's gonna come back. Bar gonna show back to back. Oh my word. And he'll be A-okay as we count him down for game number 3 at the bottom in a 3, 2, 1 Tetris.
Yeah, Hydrant here just about survived. Big mess at the top of his board, but thankfully got some Lombards for relief, but now has to deal with the consequences of that sequence. Having to burn this down, and currently behind by about 40,000 points, so Myles now with a great opportunity to try and build up a lead and secure the victory here in 3 games. Myles here set up for the Tetris, waiting for the Lombard. Hydrant still burning this down. Tetris here for Myles, extends the lead, gets another Tetris, goes up to 304 after 62 lines, so an excellent game here for Myles. Hydrant, though, finally getting clean, down at the bottom, 233 here for Hydrant, sorry.
Yeah, you good, Tugi?
They look a little bit similar. You can't quite see the hair on the cameras,
So we get Ren to point those up a little bit, get those nice hairdos going on there. But
yeah, I think it'd be the courteous thing for one of these guys to stop wearing glasses, so I could differentiate them even more easy.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, either way, it's about a 93,000 point spread. Myles with the lead, looking in control right now. Meanwhile, at the bottom, they are exactly tied here in the early goings. They are about 25 lines through. Both players about as even as it gets. But, of course, our two glasses-wearing frenemies that are duking it out right now, they are starting to approach that 19 transition. Got to at least start thinking about it. But honestly, just keeping it clean, you know, in what has been honestly just a fun rivalry all around. Again, you know, over the years have played numerous times, you know, time and time again. Not quite as, you know, heated as, you know, the Huff and Hydrant dude rivalry that we see all the friggin' time, but certainly some folks that we've seen play at like the friendly super shows, you know, CTM, CTWC, like pretty much everywhere. These guys have played time and time again. And this one certainly has been a matchup of all time.
Absolutely. Currently, Myles still continuing to enjoy this lead. Gets another Tetris, ahead by almost 100,000 points. Meanwhile, at the bottom, Redshurt here having a needed lead here as he's ahead by about 2 Tetrises for the moment. Both players clean. Both players set up for the Tetris. Tetris there for Redshurt. Tetris there for Cheez. And another Tetris there for Redshurt. So yeah, Redshurt here maintaining about a 2 Tetris lead as we're almost at the halfway line mark here on level 18 at the bottom.
Yeah, certainly. Oh, Myles in trouble. Oh, he needs a bar now. He needs it right now. And it's not showing up. Oh, but gets the square over. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Dirty triple for Myles. Oh my goodness. How on earth? Boom! A Tetris for Myles. How on earth did he just survive that? Oh, that was like, when you think it's over.
Myles producing a moment of magic here as we are almost at the level 19 transition. Myles going to be able to transition with 601. Gets a Tetris here. Clean board now. And almost the 100,000 point lead here for Hydrant. So Hydrant there must have been thinking there for a second that he may just get a gift, but Myles ripping it away from him and enjoying this lead to try and secure the set in 3 games underway here on the post-transition speeds. Both players clean. Gets a Tetris there for Myles. 657 for Myles. Hydrant with the Tetris. 583 for Hydrant here. Meanwhile, at the bottom, both players running into the same drought. Redshurt able to get a dirty Tetris over towards the left side. Currently ahead by almost 2 Tetrises and needing to do a bit of burning here to get his well reopened.
Meanwhile, at the top, I mean, I'm probably going to end up in a TikTok of Myles after this event is done, but we might be on TikTok later. But you know, Myles hanging on to this nice lead again. It's just been so in control. I mean, in a moment of panic, was able to just calm the nerves, find the right pieces, get the square over to the left side, was able to keep it under control. As we're now on level 22, he is still enjoying about an 80,000 point lead. A drought is forming here for our players up at the top.
Absolutely.
And finally shows for our players. Here we go. 808 to now 726. It is Myles the Great with the lead at a Tetris for both. And the lead will stay the same. Meanwhile, at the bottom here, Cheez and Redshurt approaching the 19 transition. It's about a 77,000 point spread here, and it is Redshurt with the lead. This is exactly what he needs because, like Hydrant, his tournament life is on the line here.
Ooh, Myles having a couple of complications on his board. A very slight slowdown here from Myles, but currently in the sequence not really getting the bar, so Hydrant unable to capitalize, running into a drought, which is the worst thing that can happen if you're behind and you're clean, where you're trying to score Tetrises, but there's no bars. But there you go, bars there for both players. Hydrant and Myles able to score some Tetrises as we are approaching the latter levels here of the post-transition. Well, another drought forming here into level 26 now. Myles with the Tetris, Hydrant with the Tetris. It's still the 50,000 point lead here for Myles as we're on level 26. Oh, Hydrant not able to get the L piece all the way over, and this might be curtains here. Hydrant's tournament is on life support, but he's able to get the bar over and still surviving here, needing to clean up this board. And
Redshurt, the bottom tops out at 578. Just had that nasty left side. Cheez at a chase down here. 516. He needs 579. There's a Tetris to help. One more and change will do it, but a hang of a T might cause some problems. But he's got all night here to get it done. Cheez is set up. Oh, he's going aggressive. Okay, nope, burns it down. But meanwhile, Hydrant Dude has reached level 29 up at the top. He's trying to catch up with Myles here. So some chase downs in play here. Hydrant Dude barely getting that bar to the left side. Oh, hangs an SPs, but gets a Tetris right after. Oh my goodness, it is neck and neck at the top. And we're on level 30 already. In the meantime, Hydrant with some hangs. Hydrant with some hangs, and his board's in trouble. And he is finished in a sweep. And Cheez at the same time will complete the chase down. We've got two sweeps here on CT2. Myles the Great and Cheez E will advance to the next round of this tournament. Gee friggin' G's, man.
Yeah, great.
Hello everyone, I'm your underwater host Sharky, and I want to say thank you so much for watching. Now we've reached the end of the video, so you know what that means. It's time for today's lore drop. The next match here in round 1 is going to feature Dingler versus Eric ICX and Andy versus Rawmations. So let's dive into the first match. Dingler versus Eric ICX, the 2022 World Champion, is a very interesting matchup. Now we've already talked about Eric's CTWC history and his issues as of late, so let's talk a bit about Dingler. Now, believe it or not, Dingler is a player that has very limited CTWC experience. But me personally, I think that Dingler's debut was quite impressive, but just got overshadowed by all the greatness that happened that year. You know, Fractal's near flawless run up until the finals, Sidnev with the qualifying record at the time. So there was a lot of things that overshadowed Dingler's run. First things first would be the qualifiers. As I mentioned before, it is known that Sidnev got the best qual that year with 16 maxes and a 1-point kicker. But did you know that Dingler was right behind with 15 maxes and a 309k kicker? So Dingler ended up being second seed that year, but it wasn't only his seed that was good either. He actually had a strong run. He just got very unlucky that Dog underqualified at 10th seed and had to play him in top 8. So which would lead to him exiting the tournament. But focusing on the matchup itself, this one is a tough one. As we've seen so far, Eric does appear to be in similar form to his 2022 run, and Dingler getting second seed again this year is aiming for another good run. Now, this next one, Rawmations versus Andy, is another interesting one. At this point, I've got to come up with another word for interesting, because this is a match that a lot of people think shouldn't have happened. Now, I mentioned previously that Andy had injured his hand, which severely affected his qual. He had to play Tetris time in round 0 and was able to sweep. But Rawmations, now that's a name that most are probably unfamiliar with, and that's because this is his CTWC debut. Rawmations got a round 0 bye with a qual of 13 maxes and no kicker, so he got 7th seed. And it's just really unfortunate that his first round opponent is in fact Andy, but the same can be said for Andy. Having to play a strong player like Rawmations just to make top 16 is brutal. So definitely a interesting match and something that will be worth the watch tomorrow. Anyways, that's all for today. If you made it this far, make sure to let me know in the comments by including lore drop in your comments somewhere. If you enjoyed this match, leave a like, comment down your favorite moment below. Me personally, it was game 3 between Hydrant and Myles. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel to support CTWC. And if you really want to support us, become a channel member today. Anyways, I'm your underwater host Sharky, and I'll be seeing you tomorrow for the next match of CTWC 2024.